Hi, this is Raj from MR Sportscars. Here I've got an absolutely amazing Porsche 911 Carrera 4S Widebody 997 Gen 2. It's a 2009 Porsche 911, produced in May 2009. Finished in Carrara White paintwork, which is a real classic colour that hasn't changed throughout the decades. Porsche have kept this on their palette since the 80s, I think, possibly earlier. Very timeless colour, very striking as well, I think, with the 997 Gen 2 shape. And just look at this 911 silhouette here, it just looks absolutely stunning, especially with it in white, with the wide body, which accentuates the rear arches, because the wide body cars, which are all the four-wheel drive ones, are 4.4 centimeters wider at the rear, so they are four-wheel drive, so they do feel a bit safer all year round. It sends between 5 and 40% of the torque from the engine to the front wheels, and it automatically detects when to do that. You don't need to have any, there's no controls for the four-wheel drive system, so you don't need to switch it into four-wheel drive. It's always there, always ready to assist if it detects a loss of grip at the back. The four-wheel drive wide bodies also have, in the Gen 2 997 Gen 2s, this rear reflector here, which again accentuates the specialness of this model. That also is sort of like a styling nod to the earlier 80s and 90s 911s that had a rear reflector all across the back joining the rear lights, and I think it looks absolutely stunning with that. The Gen 2s also have the LED rear tail lights. This car's equipped with the Switchable sports exhaust, so it has the Switchable sports exhaust tailpipes, which are like a silver finish, and then the stainless steel center tubes as well, which I think look absolutely stunning. And it sounds phenomenal on startup, in quiet and in loud mode, which is all switchable on the dashboard. Now this is a 4S, so that means it has the 3.8 litre flat six, which produces 385 horsepower. It accelerates to 60 in 4.3 seconds, incredibly fast car, and it will do top speed of around 188, I think. So very fast, effective, reliable, practical car. These Gen 2 cars are the ones that we would choose because they have the direct fuel injection engine, which was a completely redesigned engine 2009 onwards, so it doesn't suffer any of the issues of earlier cars. So that's 2008 and earlier, the 997 Gen 1s and earlier, which is bore scoring, IMS bearing failures, or RMS oil seal leaks. All of those design flaws were eradicated in the direct fuel injection cars, and so we only sell 2009 or newer because of that. So this has the engine which basically was in the 911s all the way up until early 2016, so late 2015. 991 Gen 1s also have this engine and the same gearbox as well, the PDK, which is in this car. So this has got the 7-speed PDK, which runs in full auto, full manual, combination of the two. You can also use the full-size paddles on the optional sport design steering wheel to change gear at any time, or you can slide that across into manual mode and also use the stick, pull it back to go down a gear, push it away from you to go up a gear. Becomes very intuitive when you use it. But going back to the outside, it also has these absolutely stunning, as you can see, 19-inch optional diamond cut. They're the turbo wheels, so basically they're the same style as the 911 turbo of the era. 911 turbo, 997 turbos have these diamond cut polished wheels. These have also been all refurbished at the same time, and it's absolutely stunning metallic grey here on the insides of the faces, but the actual faces themselves are diamond cut. It's got the S model guards red brake calipers, the larger disc setup that the S models have, and discs and pads are all good all round. The fronts were replaced and the rears were replaced quite recently. The rear tyres are new as well, and they're all matching Pirelli, the Michelin Pilot Sport N2s all round. So I'll just show you the rear as well. Michelin, these were week 23 2022, so they're as new tread depth wise, and I'll show you the depth on the fronts because they're also in fantastic condition with no sort of issues with cracking on the edges. All of those tyres are as new, as are the discs and pads, because they've done hardly any miles. You can see the wear bars, the wear dimples there, and the pads are also in there as well, all in great condition. Everything's matching on that front. So at the front you've got the Gen 2 front, so that was slightly facelifted versus the Gen 1, so it has daylight running lights in the front, indicators there just in that centre bit, those light up. You've got bi-xenon headlights as well, and they all look fantastic. I think the classic 911 shape, sort of teardrop shape, wing mirrors, no rear wiper as well, which is quite nice. It keeps the rear looking really clean, as the stylist would have wanted it when it was first conceptualized. But yeah, just look at it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The interior is the extended black leather, so it has contrast stitching in silver everywhere. So there it is on the doors, on the dashboards, all leather, all the seats, and then the roof lining is Alcantara, and that's in amazing condition as well, not sagging or ripped or anything. And the seats are also in fabulous condition as well, no rips or tears in those, very well looked after, as is the Sport Design leather steering wheel, which is the optional wheel that most people want in these cars because it makes it more involving when you change the gears with the 7-speed gearbox. The seats are the optional hardback sports seats, so they have larger bolsters, top and bottom, all along here. These are larger, more shaped, and then you've got the sort of like grey plastic backs. At the back you've got leather seats, and then the tops can drop, so you've got a nice storage area across there. Now in terms of options on the inside, let me start it up actually. Let's hear what it sounds like. So I think these sound absolutely amazing. Hopefully you can hear that. It's got the full sat-nav system. It's also got the phone module. My phone is actually connected to it, and also it has a universal audio interface, which with an extra little module you can buy on Amazon. It's £35. This is it here. You plug it in, you pair your phone to it, which you only need to do once. So you connect that to your phone. Yeah, it's already connected. You put the sound system to auxiliary, and then when you play something on your phone, say like a digital radio station or something, so it plays through the stereo system, so you've got wireless audio streaming without having to modify anything here on the dashboard. No, the stereo is completely the standard stereo that it came with from the factory. You've got the full sat-nav system there with UK and Europe maps. The optional heated seats, and then there's the switchable sports exhaust, which gets quieter if you turn it off, and then when you turn it on it makes it quite a bit louder. It's also equipped with Sport Chrono Package Plus, so you get the dashboard mounted stopwatch, you get the Sport button, you get Sport Plus, and you've also got, being an S model, it comes with the switchable sport suspension, which is 10mm lower at all times, and that's switchable separate from the Sport and Sport Plus. In Sport or Sport Plus, it changes the how aggressive the gear changes are. It also changes how sensitive the throttle is. It doesn't give you any more power, it just makes the car more alert, and obviously if it's in Sport Plus it's more alert than in Sport, and comfort is the softest. And it also makes the PASM more assertive as well in those different modes. So it's a really nice system, very easy to use. The car's also got the full climate control system, so you can just set a temperature, put it in auto, set a temperature, and it will adjust the fan speed and it will adjust the direction of where you want it, but you could override it if you want to, or you can leave it full auto, which I tend to do because it's very intuitive. It sort of puts it on the screen or in the cabin or at your feet, depending on what's needed. It's got obviously 2 cup holders, which all these Porsches do, with expanding brackets on them. Lockable glove box as well. CD storage. It's got a CD and DVD player as well. This car's also got voice control, so let me just turn all this down. Go home.
The destination, go home, has not yet been stored.
Yes, I haven't set a home destination, but basically you can use the voice control system, which is a very rare option on these cars. You don't tend to see it on the 997 Gen 2s, the voice control, but it is quite intuitive. It does actually pick up your voice, as you just heard, so really nice system. The car has got a full Porsche and Porsche specialist service history all the way from new up until present day. It was serviced in July 2022 last, and that was a major service, including replacing the drive belt. The service before the spark plugs were replaced. The next service due is in July 2024, and you can actually look up when that's due on the dashboard. So you go to info, service. It's due in 19,600 miles or 404 days, which is July next year. It's due that service, and the total mileage is 60,962, and it's only got 4 previous owners from new, so very low ownership car. We actually sold this to the last owner back in 2021. We bought it back because they part exchanged against a convertible version of this, but in a lovely aqua blue metallic. So they wanted to try the coupe and then the convertible because they were going away to France. So this car was taken back. We've reprepped it, and it's in sensational condition, as you can see, and we've known this car for a good number of years now. Now the 997 Gen 2s people love, and they're really holding their prices very well because they have that classic styling that people love. There's classic proportions as well. It's this very similar size and shape and look as the 993s, sort of with the slanted round headlights. 996s are a bit of a departure from that. The front boot's in absolutely lovely condition, as you can see. All the tools are there. So they've got the tyre compressor, set of tools, a towing eye underneath, and then a locking wheel bolt there. And then you've got in here decent sized battery. It's all clean under there. Air conditioning is running ice cold as well. I'll show you the rear engine hatch, which has the 3.8 litre flat 6. As I said, it has 385 horsepower, and it's a direct fuel injection 3.8. Sounds absolutely beautiful. And it has the rear spoiler that comes up at 70 miles an hour, goes down at 50, but you can control it manually with this button here. There we go. So that's it going up. And it has an extra brake light there because that one becomes obscured and actually switches off when the spoiler's up. So I'll just put that down. So there it is, all the way down again. Absolutely stunning, striking 997 Gen 2. As I said, it does look very much like a 993 in my eyes. This was the last generation with the hydraulic steering. So that combination of hydraulic steering, the direct fuel injection, the classic proportions, I think make these very collectible, and that's why you're seeing that the prices are very stable on excellent examples like this one is. It also has all of the well, a lot of the invoices, as well as the original stamp service book, and it has 2 original Porsche keys, and it has all of the sort of like leather wallet, the Porsche embossed leather wallet, original Porsche mats, and all of the manuals. So the PCM manual, the driver's manual are all there as they should be in this, alongside the history file that we've put together. We also put these cars through our PWIS3 diagnostic system, which is the same as what the main Porsche dealers use. We check for over-res, we check for clocking, we check for is the car exactly as it should be from the factory. So we check all the options against what's actually on the car. The wheels were actually on the car when it was new. Everything else was as it should be, so nothing's been altered on this car. It's completely factory original, unaltered, which is what you want in a collector piece 911. And yeah, so it's just ready for a new owner to enjoy. If that is you, if you are interested in the car, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for watching.